Sean, what is the nicest thing a non-family member has ever done for you?
Well, there are a few that come to mind, but let me share one that actually has an interesting link with the Shift Network. Um, so I'm in my first year of grad school. It's 1999. I'm at the California Institute of Integral Studies, and I was invited by Ken Wilber, who's the founder of Integral Theory, to come to his house and attend what became the first meeting for the Integral Institute. And this went really well, and I was asked to come back and be part of kind of the emerging team. And, you know, you can imagine I was totally over the moon with this, because coming to these meetings were all these famous pioneers from various fields, and, you know, many of whom are actually now, you know, faculty in the Shift Network. And in this context, Ken bought me a laptop as a gift, just as a thank you and an appreciation. And this was my first laptop ever. And this was back when they were pretty big and bulky and, you know, pretty expensive. And so, especially for a poor grad student such as myself. So I began taking notes at all these early Integral Institute meetings. And I still have the notes, and they're quite interesting to take a look at. But here's why it was the best surprise gift that I ever got. Because I ended up meeting my future wife at these meetings. And she was a grad student at the Institute of Transpersonal Psychology. And her earliest memory of me is actually of me sitting in the corner, typing extremely fast, capturing all the notes, you know, in real time of the dialogue between all of these interesting people talking about different ways to apply integral thinking to, you know, different fields like, you know, medicine and education and ecology and so forth. And so then now fast forward a few years from that moment, and my wife had just published, or, you know, she wasn't my wife at the time, but Vipassana is her name. She had published a chapter in Stephen Dinan's book, Radical Spirit. And so Stephen was hosting a big party to kind of celebrate the book and kind of launch it. And so all the authors came who were part of that. And I came because I, you know, was friends with Stephen and part of the kind of community here in the Bay Area. And, you know, it was during this party that Vipassana and I ended up dancing. And that really was the spark that then, you know, proved to be the fire and kind of ignite our romance. So had I not impressed her with my speedy typing skills, you know, she might not have asked me to dance. And, you know, and then on the dance floor, I was able to, you know, use my fancy footwork to doubly impress her. And now we're happily married with 2 beautiful daughters. You know, so getting this free laptop from Ken, you know, back in 1999, set in motion a series of events that basically led me to both my wife and the Shift Network. Now things, you know, have kind of come full circle, and I'm teaching integral courses on the Shift Network.